Hey, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more than the meta. So, guys, I want to go ahead and share with you a new offensive scheme I'm building out of the New York Jets playbook. Doubles halfback week mega scheme. This is going to basically build off of roughly about 6 different formations, or really maybe 4 that I'm really going to be using the most. Running against an opponent that wins 80% of his games, Marvelous J. Gotta like that. So 222, 62 losses. I get a rage quit out of this guy. I don't know. I guess for somebody that wins 80% of his games, he didn't really disguise his coverages, and his offense really struggled against my match coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this game and just show you basically my setups with his offense. New York Jets is a formation of playbook I used early on in the season. I know some top Madden players use it as one of their schemes. And use a lot of trips formations, bunch formations. I don't. I'm a doubles person, so I'm setting up my audibles right now. I'd like to use doubles out of the huddle, and the reason why I like to use doubles out of the huddle, it actually helps me read the defense, or at least give me a better understanding of what my opponent wants to use. Sometimes I misread the defense before I snap the ball, but that's all right. If you have progressions after the game, after the ball is snapped, then you obviously can make some good decisions. So. He actually goes ahead and jumps into kind of like a cover 3 heavy blitz look. So anytime I see this type of a look, I'm thinking, okay, the dogs are going to come after me. So what I did is I jumped into an RPO. And the RPO basically is like this. It's just a stretch play out here. I could pop this route off to the right because there's off coverage. And you could see that this guy might get in the passing lane, but for the most part, he's out of position. And then I've also got this little pocket off the left side that I can hit against my opponent. And this route is gonna pull a defender in, so it should really open this up. So whenever I see like heavy boxes like that where it looks like it's aggressive man boxes, I'm gonna go ahead and use this RPO to attack that. So I'm setting up the rest of the audibles. Use this play shock H options against cover 2. Mills is kind of a cover 3 option. I like that deep out on the backside. Then mesh spot is a good play. I'm going to jump into that. Halfback draw. And flood is the spot so I can attack my opponent. Any kind of zone coverages on the inside. I'm noticing that a lot of these plays I like to run stock, primarily because they just work a little bit better for me. Try to do a little off tackle run right here, just inside zone. He's able to go and shoot the gap, and my guard actually double teamed the center, giving that gap shot by him. So now he actually goes into the 61 defense, and right here I'm going to go ahead and jump into what I would use as man beater. So what I like to do with this is I like to go ahead and take my guys and slide protect off to the right because I don't want to have any edge pressure coming off, and this running back is going to come over and he'll block any kind of defender coming off the left, but he's going to be out of position for that backside. I'm going to take this tight end and actually go ahead and put him on a drag. Now against man coverage, if I see it's man coverage, zero coverage and stuff like that, I'm looking for this route primarily. As long as I don't get any kind of pressure in my face, this is going to be where I can get a touchdown. If it's pressure in my face, I just feel like I have to get rid of the ball. This is going to be my 1, and this is going to be my 2. This route is just going up. He's going to get picked up pretty easy because he doesn't have any kind of like special, angles to get past coverage. So let's go ahead and jump into this play. Got the play action animation. This guy's coming in with a blitz, so he's basically sending the house. He's sending 5 against me, and you can see his defenders right here. So I saw his defender, even though his defender's out of position, I saw that and I was just like, okay, I should check it down because I don't like how this defender's at. But if as you watch the play develop, this is a touchdown. This is completely open. So he's out of position. He knows, he's probably watching that guy realizing, okay, I've got to chase him. So I just checked it underneath him with the dragger and able to go and pick up 30 yards with a tight end drag route play action. So he did use aggressive man blitz. Mike will blitz against me, so that worked out for me pretty well. Move field position, got myself in a position where I can actually already get a field goal. So it's always a good situation where you know you got points on the board regardless of what happens in the next series. So here's a defensive coverage that I would never run in the game. And every time I see this is an easy TD. When you see single high coverage press, you see these guys press down, and this guy's press, and you got a single high coverage. Basically, this means is that these outside areas are going to be available for a touchdown, unless he's running cover 3. So the best way to run this is to go ahead and take these guys and put these in deep thirds, and then hope he doesn't do any kind of crossing routes or stuff like that, or like, slant routes. That kind of, that's the best way to run this coverage. But look what happens. A snap of the ball. This guy's out of position. I've already got this guy up, so this is where I'm going to go and throw it. But same situation right here. This guy's out of position, and these guys are not going to support. They're playing their man, so he's got this responsibility, the tight end, and this safety is just going to be he can't defend both of those deep threats. So I just lob it right up there, get a nice little completion, get a touchdown in the end zone. So never play cover 1 whole man press. Just don't do it. It's just a terrible defense to use. Against a good player. You can light that up for easy touchdowns. It's like you're just literally giving up touchdowns against your opponent. So I get a turnover. He throws an interception. So right here, he jumps into the 61 defense, and this is one of the reasons why I have this play, this 0-1 trap in. What's going to happen is this guy is going to come up and take this guy out, and then we've got a little cross blocking going on. And it's going to let an edge defender come around, but I'm going to be able to go ahead and just run this thing right up the middle of the field. And sometimes you can cut this back for some big runs, but it's going to give me at least 6 plays. So you can see the blocking right there is just really just destroying. The center gets up to the next, the guard gets up to the next level. The center actually crosses over. So I just love that play. You can see I got 8 yards off of that. So 61 defense is not always that good if you don't know how to do this. Now he goes in with a heavy blitz situation. He's got basically guys, everybody in the box. He's got off coverage. So this is telling me this is going to be like a cover 1 blitz or basically sending the sink. So I go back to the RPO, and I'm just looking for the deep in. He has a really good defensive back over there, so that guy actually played it correctly. If he had a guy shaded on the inside, Humphreys might have intercepted that. So, but I just had to go ahead and just throw that just to let him know that, yeah, well, I'm gonna throw that if you do off coverage. So that's what's cool about having some of these RPOs and little quick hitter plays like this, is that you can use these against your opponent for that. So he goes back to cover 1 hole once again, and this is actually, it was showing me cover 1 hole, but really this is cover 3 drop out of the Bears defense. I'm sure this is kind of a disguised defense out of the Bears. And one thing about the Bears defense, Bears fronts, is that they just play cover 3 and cover 2 invert, but they don't really have any kind of stuff. So I'm really looking to this little whip route. This is such a consistent whip route, but you can see how this guy's sliding out. So when it's sliding out like that, I've got to wait for the route to develop a little bit more. I'm able to go ahead and I possession catch that. I deliberately possession catched it. I said if I'm going to get a hit, I need to come down with it. Unfortunately for me, Goddard is actually one of the better tight ends in the game. He's got a high catch and traffic type ability. So it's important to basically have yourself, know who you can go to in those type of situations. Like Watkins is not a good catcher. So this is a guy that you really don't want to throw the ball to in a 3rd down situation, 4th down situation. So go into, let's see here. I might have jumped into inside zone just because I'm trying to shoot up the clock a little bit against them. Right there, I go to the outside, but look at this guy, this defensive back. He actually comes in and actually shuts that down. So there's no one out there. I thought I had the outside, but I ended up losing 3 yards on that. Defensive back came in there and actually just gobbled me up in the backfield. So a good defensive stop by him. Nothing spectacular with his defense. Of just running the ball, just try to slow things down. I think the reason I ran the ball is in the previous play. I was reading cover 1 and he ran into cover 3, and because of that, I was a little bit concerned. Check it down to the running back on a 2nd and 13. I'm able to go ahead and pick up about 7 yards on that, so I'll take that. Little check downs, jump to the cover 4 drop. So that was one of the defenses that he was rolling into. So he'd play cover 1, he'd play basically drop. Now you could take a look to see how these guys are all just kind of like lined up over me. This is still man coverage once again. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in one of the best plays, one of the best stock plays to actually use against man coverage. So this is really kind of like my first read right here, but the mesh concept is really where the money's at. You know, these are the routes that you're going to get most of your money from. Even if it's cover 3, if he's got any kind of like, if he shows me cover 1 and then jumps into cover 3, the route by Brown is going to be wide open. So I do have leverage right here. I can't throw this, but really I'm looking to this route, and this guy's running the opposite direction. So I can pretty much, you can see with the mesh concept, this guy was wide open, and I'm just checking it down here because this guy's out of position. He's playing man coverage, so I can go ahead and check it down to Brown. Brown pretty much just catches anything that's thrown to him. So he rarely drops balls or contested. So he is a wide receiver that I want to throw the ball to as much as possible because his hands are just so sticky and so good in this game. So get another touchdown. I'm up by 2 possessions. I stole the possession from him, so I jump into basically a 2-point conversion play. Previously, I was running this play in the lab, and I was catching this route. It just didn't come out in time. My timing was off on that. Ended up not getting a score on it. So get another turnover against this guy. This guy was struggling against my match defense, which a lot of players do. They just have a hard time playing against match because it's not something they see a lot. Back to mesh again. It's just a really quick play I could just quickly audible into. And I looked at the tight end, but you can see right here this route was wide open. He actually chases that running back down. You go and stop that. So apologize about coughing. So right here, just really easy. I love mesh, having that in my arsenal. It's just something I can quickly audible into. And right here, do off tackle once again. It seemed like the zone plays and run plays, his defense was really just bottling up. I had a hard time running against this guy, but because I did have pretty much easy fast reads against this defense, when it came to passing concepts, he had our time. So right here, back to mesh again, and I'm thinking just because of I'm on the right side of the hash, I'm going to be looking to the tight end. He does chase the tight end. I'm able to get the ball down to the 3-yard line. And basically coming to the 2-minute warning in this type of situation. Now I jump into deuce close. This is a red zone scheme that I've been developing. And typically what I like to do is I like to slide this guy out and see if the defender comes up. If he comes off coverage, I can throw that little slant route. So if it's on coverage, what I'll do is I'm going to jump into basically that stick route, because against man coverages, that stick route for the ace deuce close is available. I actually jump into a different play here. I go into the RPO zone peak. I don't know why I got out of that deuce close, but I'm able to go jump into this and actually get myself another touchdown into the end zone. And then I'm going to go ahead and take another shot into basically the red zone with another 2-point conversion play, just because I'm on autopilot. I'm playing against someone. You can see these guys are off coverage, so I think these guys are in basically cloud flats. And what I'll do is I'll do these in routes to basically attack my opponent. I take this guy, slide him out, and put him in, so it gives me availability to go and hit my guy over middle of the field. But really what I'm looking for is right here. I just got this ball out late. I probably should have thrown it right away. Right here I should have thrown it. And this guy's kind of sliding out. He's playing a deep third. But what happened is that basically I just threw it late. So if the guy was streaked up, there would have been a touchdown. But I ended up basically doing throwing it a little bit late. So that's just back in the lab. And when you play people online, they play different defenses than what like the computer would play in this type of situations, and you just try to anticipate it. Once again, this guy was having a hard time with match coverages. He just wasn't making reads. It's surprising to me this guy wins 80% of his games and he hasn't ran into any match players. Maybe the 20 games that he lost are for people that play match, but he ends up rage quitting out. And I'm able to pick up a victory. So once again, guys, thank you for your support. If you want to see write-ups of my other ebooks, you can go and take a look at my Patreon. I got a Packers playbook. I've got basically another playbook, which will be the Browns. I've got the Eagles broken down. I've got an extensive breakdown of the alternative spread playbook. So take a look at that, guys. So once again, thank you for your support. Until next time.